Okay, if everybody can hear me, I am very honored to be here, to be invited to speak at the first Maharishi Parashari conference, International Jyotish Conference. Now, I'm grateful to all the conference organizers and also the attendees to give me an opportunity to speak there. Because whenever I speak about nakshatras, I lose sense of time. So today I've been given a specific time and I have to speak for 20 minutes. But let's get started. Let me tell you something about today. I'm going to talk, the topic is about resurgence of nakshatras, and the topic is new emerging techniques. Now, whenever I started studying about nakshatras, and I'm so fascinated with this that today I'm going to talk a little bit very much different from what you have heard about nakshatras on various forums. I've never introduced this topic before. This is something I want to talk about, what and how nakshatras are connected to our past or present and your future. So the word nakshatra means na charati na sharati ati nakshatrati, which means they don't move nor do they deviate. They do not get destroyed and their greatness never diminishes. That is what it means, that they are indestructible and they are almost permanent, because they have said they will never be destroyed as per our scriptures. Now, what are these nakshatras? Nakshatras are cosmic energy portals, cosmic energy centers. And the way I have been given to understand about nakshatras is nakshatras are which is holding the seeds of our karmas. All our past karmas, present karmas, and our future karmas, everything is stored in the nakshatras. So, nakshatras become very primordial to understand our evolution as well. So, the grahas are like the farmer which plows the field of the cosmic consciousness, which is the nakshatras. And whatever seeds which will come up with the plowing, and they are ready for germination. So, nakshatras are, as I said, they are the source from where we get all our karmic results which are going to come out. So, today I'm going to speak a little bit deviating. Let's go to understanding some few nakshatras and also looking at what they signify. The first nakshatra, which usually the oldest system starts with Kritika nakshatra being the primordial nakshatra, from where even Atharva Veda says everything starts from Kritika. It makes sense because it is ruled by the Devata, which is Agni Devata. And Yama, which is Bharani nakshatra, becomes the last nakshatra as per. But if you really understand the nakshatra which begins from Ashwini nakshatra, Ashwini is the masculine energy, and we can say it is the kinetic energy which is there. The kinetic energy also we say, and that is the primordial Shiva. Bharani nakshatra is associated with Shakti, and it is the inverted triangle that you see, which is connected to the vulva or the female reproductive organ. That is the Shakti. So the upward facing triangle is Shiva and the downward facing triangle is Shakti. So downward facing triangle is the potential energy, which is it's the manifested energy. The unmanifested energy is the creative potential of Ashwini, which is the upward facing triangle. When we have the upward facing triangle kind of unified with the downward facing triangle, you will see the union is Kritika Nakshatra, which is Kartikeya, the 6-pointed star that emerges from that. So if you say Ashwini is the electrical field of influence, then Bharani would be the magnetic field of influence. So Kartikeya or Murugan is the unification that happens between the electromagnetic field which is created in the universe. So let me go and say today, let me share my screen. Whenever we look at can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Sir. Okay. If you can see my screen, this is the Parivar, the Shiva Parivar, the Shiva, Parvati or Uma Devi Parivar. Now this picture is very, very significant if you understand there is a yogic secret which is code which is inside this. And this is how we will try to decipher the nakshatras today. If you see the right side, you see Shiva, and on his right lap you see Kartikeya is sitting. On the left you see Parvati Devi, Uma Devi, she's sitting. On her left lap you see it is Ganesha. So this, if you unify, it is the Ardhanarishwara. So the right half of the body is the masculine Shiva, and his right nostril is connected to the Pingala Nadi, the solar currents of the body. The left half is the Uma Devi, Parvati. She represents the Ida Nadi, which is the lunar currents of the body. We know the significance of this picture has so many deeper meanings that Ganeshji was formed from the dirt and the skin of Uma Devi. So that means he's a lunar principle. And there is a fireball which emerged from the unification of Shiva and Parvati that becomes Kartikeya. So he is the solar principle. Now, if you really look at this image, there is so much of deeper meaning that you will see. That the mount or the vehicle of Shiva is Nandi, the bull. And the vehicle of Uma Devi is lion. Now, if I say to the bull that you are the husband, and if I tell to the lion you are the wife, do you think they will be compatible? In nature, they will not be compatible. Similarly, Shiva has a serpent around his neck. And his son, Ganeshji, his Vahan is Mushaka, which is the rat or the mice. If I say to the serpent that you are the father, and if I tell to the rat you are the son, will they be compatible in natural setup? No, they will not be. Similarly, his other son is Kartikeya. His mount is the peacock. The peacock usually grips the serpent in its feet. If I tell to the serpent you are the father, and if I tell to the peacock you are the son, will they be compatible with each other? They will not be compatible with each other. But because they all understand that we all have a different purpose, their mount is, and still they live together as one parivar, one family, one earth, one family. This is the motto of the G20 summit that is happening in New Delhi at the moment. So this is your one family. This is your one earth, which means we all have differences. Husband and wife, father and sons, father and children. But understanding the greater secrets of this is more important. So Ganesh ji is the doorkeeper because he was asked to stand outside the door so that Parvati Mata, when she is inside taking a shower, nobody comes in and disturbs her. So basically, he's the doorkeeper. In the yogic tradition, what it means is he is ruling the Muladhara Chakra. Okay? And the coiled serpent, which is sitting at the base of the spine, is Uma Devi. So, whatever we see is this principle, what we are seeing here is yin and yang. The yin is the feminine and the yang is the masculine. The yin is the lunar currents and the yang is the solar currents. So basically, if you see the rat, which is the mount of Ganesh ji, it goes inside the earth and it sits inside the burrows. And it only surfaces up when it has to look for food. So that means there is a very strong connection with the earth element. Muladhara Chakra is connected to the earth element. And that is why the mouse is the earth element. And who is Kartikeya? Kartikeya is the peacock who can fly. So he is the Akash Tattva. So amongst the Panchama Bhutas, Mata Parvati, she is the Jala Tattva. Shiva, he is the holder of two tattvas, which is the Agni Tattva and the Vayu Tattva. But he has given the Agni Tattva to Agni and Surya. So basically what I'm saying is, in the yogic parlance, the dormant serpent which is sitting there is the Shakti, which is Parvati. The one which wants to fly towards with the peacock is Kartikeya. And who is standing at the base, who gives you the permission to enter, is Ganesh ji. How many of us know that Shiva Parvati also has a daughter who is before Ganesh ji and Kartikeya? There are very few mentions about her. Her name is Ashoka Sundari. Ashoka Sundari is whenever Parvati was feeling very lonely and depressed because her husband is the Adi Yogi, is perpetually all time into sadhana and dhyan. So she was feeling lonely. So she was sitting under a Ashoka tree. She created a friend for herself. She's called as Ashoka. Ashoka means, Shoka means sorrow, grief. Ashoka means which removes the grief. So she was created to remove her grief. So that means the first creation that happened on the earth is the trees. Ashoka Sundari came from the tree. So if you put all of this information together, you will know that the nakshatras are essentially holding the information of this earth much before even we were here. And before life came here, we had the trees and the algae, what we say, which grows, the seaweed which grows, they were already here on this planet. Life came because of that. They started as amoebas and other things and then they grew. So life started in water, but it was the trees who were here. So, in the nakshatra scheme of things, when you come, you have to know there are 3 levels of how you can look at nakshatras. So, that means every temple you go in India, come to the south, you will see there is a sthala vriksha. Sthala vriksha means every temple has a vriksha, which is a tree which is associated, or a plant which is associated with that temple. When we pray to that tree, it could be even a ashwatha, which means a people tree. When we pray to that tree, we are getting the energies of the deity who's sitting in. So whatever we are, sthala vrikshas in the esoteric information is associated with our past. What is associated with your present in the nakshatra scheme of things? See, every nakshatra is associated with a tree. And that tree, when we do, we water that tree, we manure that tree, we can take care of that tree, we can sit under that tree, we can meditate under that tree, we can do our, chants under that tree. Whatever fears, phobias. See, I remember one interview that I heard about, Shri K.N. Rao Saab. He mentioned there are only 3 reasons why somebody goes to see an astrologer. He said it's the fears and the phobias of your past. It's the curiosity or the anxiety of the present and the uncertainty and the curiosity of the future. These are the only 3 reasons why you want to go to an astrologer. There is no 4th reason, he says. So it's the fears and the phobias of your past which haunts you, your past experiences. It's your anxiety of the present. Oh, I've given an interview. Will I get this job or no? Or it is the curiosity and the anticipation of what is going to happen in the future. So when we come into the nakshatras, so everything about your past is associated with the sthala vrikshas, which is the nakshatra vrikshas. Everything that you want to deal with the present, which is Lord Ganapati, is the source of it. And you can do it through what is called as the nakshatra yonis. Because there is a passive and the active side of a nakshatra yonis. So, the last thing is the future element. What do you do about the future? See, whenever life form leaves, we do not know how the soul leaves the body. So, the artists usually describe this as a bird which is flying and going. And in the scheme of things, nakshatras are also having a nakshatra pakshi, which means there is a bird which is associated, which shows you what is happening in the future. So, you can invoke these energies of the nakshatras to connect with this understanding of the nakshatras, what is there. Let me quickly share with you. Now this was, I had to share this thing with you. This is from a temple, which is a cave temple. And you can see here, this is more than 600, 700 years old. It is in Thoothukudi, which is called as Tuticorin in the past. So this, I'm not from Tamil origin. It's, Kaduga Chala Murti. Kaduga Chala means it is a vulture mountain, and that is a temple here. Inside, you can see the top of this temple. You can see a beautiful design. It is, you can see at the center of this, you would be able to see the Navagrahas. And then the exterior, you will see these are the 12 zodiac signs. And then we have the animals which have been given here. It's the 27 nakshatra animals have been given here in this. Okay, now I just wanted to add this angle to today's discussion. Is there is a nakshatra vriksha, which I said is connected to something to do with your past. So whatever past related information you want to heal in your life, then it is best to go and worship the nakshatra vriksha. If you are dealing with anything to do with the present, you can pray to the Parama Pujya Shri Ganesh Ji, and with that the nakshatra yoni, which is the nakshatra animal which is connected to it. So you can draw the nakshatra animal, you can paint them, you can provide care for them, like there are caregiving centers, there are animal shelters. So give donations to these people, or you can also give it as a donation to a sanstha, which is like Save the Tiger, Save the Elephant, any of these themes, wherever you can do based on your nakshatra, you will be dealing with the present. And what about your future? Your future is always connected to nakshatra pakshi. The same thing, feeding the pakshi, or having a painting or a mural or a statue of this pakshi will definitely have an influence on the future aspects of this, because whatever seeds you are holding is in the nakshatras. Now I've given you two sets. One is from Kumara Swamian, which is a Tamil literature, which is said to be narrated by Kumara, which is Subramanya. And it was, this instruction was taken by the Siddharths. So you can see, and then some other sources I've also given, I've collated this information from. So you can see some of the commonalities, like for example, Bharani Nakshatra is connected to Kaka, which is a crow. And Kritika Nakshatra obviously is connected to Mayura or the peacock. So there are some commonalities, and sometimes you might see slight variations in this information which has been given. So this sort of information, if you understand about the nakshatras, you would definitely be, going way further in understanding their energies. Okay, so I have collated this information, and for all the 27 nakshatras, we're not taking Abhijit nakshatra into this, but this was a very short presentation. I'm cautious of the time that was given to me, and I'm grateful to all of you for this opportunity given to me. So thank you, dear hosts, for this wonderful session that was given to me.
Thank you, Mr. Arjun Pai. We know that we have to, I think, take your session for a very longer duration, and yesterday we spoke about that you came with very short notice, about 20 minutes, but we are sure that we are going to